What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Color Nation Media, and welcome back for another live Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle against a subscriber/follower on Twitter. Today, we are going up against my pal TJ in a PU battle, and I am bringing a Sun team because there are quite a few underrated threats that I really wanted to feature on a PU team, being Sunflora and Solrock. You never see either one of those used. So I wanted to give them a go, so I figured let's slap them on a Sun team and see how it works out. And besides, I can't remember the last time that I actually ran like a full 6v6 weather team at all. So I wanted to give it a go. Sunflora is going to be a Life Orb set. It is one of the Sunsetters, just because it is so reliant on Chlorophyll, because its base 30 speed or whatever it is does not outspeed anything anyway. It's also packing the Earth Power for Steel and Fire types, as well as Solar Beam, which hits hard in the Sun, combined with Life Orb, and then Hidden Power Fire to hit Bug types. Then we have Defensive Solrock. It does have the Morning Sun, meaning it is a Dream World exclusive Pokemon, and as such, not every single one of its IVs are perfect, but it's good enough. Most of the IVs that are not perfect are not necessary anyway, like Special Attack and Speed. Because it's a defensive Pokemon. So I have the Morning Sun. It's also a Sunny Day setter. And then it has Will-O-Wisp and Rock Slide for stab. Then we have our Custap lead, Pineco, and I had Custap lead Fortress in the last team that I was using, and now I'm using Pineco. I do have Spikes over Toxic Spikes on this one just because there are way more poison types in the PU tier than in the higher tiers. Then we have our Victreebel, which is a mixed set. Sucker Punch is illegal alongside Power Whip, so I have Power Whip plus Knockoff, Sludge Bomb, and Sleep Powder. Then we have our Volbeat, which is our Sunsetter. It's got the Heat Rock with Sunny Day, Thunder Wave, Encore, and U-Turn for momentum. And last but not least, we have Muscle Band, Rapidash with Quick Attack, because why not? Muscle Band over Charcoal or Flame Plate for bluffing the choice item just because of Ninetales, which is a problem to this team. So when it switches in on Stealth Rock, which usually is up by the time Rapidash comes in, Drill Run will get the KO on Ninetales, or has a very, very high chance. I don't remember exactly what the calc was, but I know that without the Muscle Band, if I was running Charcoal or Flame Plate, that Drill Run was not going to KO. So that's very important because I could potentially give it a Flash Fire boost, and, you know, with all of my Fire-type moves, and Flare Blitz on Rapidash and everything, so I needed something to be able to handle that, and Rapidash can do that. But we don't have a Ninetales on my opponent's team at all. He's going to lead off with a Luxray here, and I'm hoping he's just going to Volt Switch out, and that is exactly what he goes for. I noticed he did not have Intimidate, so he is Guts. He could be like Toxic or Flame Orb, but usually they don't run Volt Switch, so he's probably just Guts, and I don't know, maybe like Assault Vest or something? Or maybe he's Choiced. That seems a little bit more reasonable. Maybe like Choice Scarf or something. But he could even be Choice Band with Volt Switch. That's not terrible because the momentum is still nice. So I'm going to go straight for the Explosion here, as he did switch in Torkoal, which I'm expecting to carry both Stealth Rock and Rapid Spin. I don't want him to Rapid Spin here because rocks are very important for this Torkoal switching in and out, which is a problem for my team, and Swanna as well. So I do not want him to Rapid Spin. If he sets up his own rocks, that's fine by me. This will also allow me to figure out whether or not this Torkoal is Leftovers or Rocky Helmet, as he is going to set up his own Stealth Rocks, identifying that I am a Custap lead, which is a good play on my opponent's part. And now I got some, I cannot form words. I've got several options. I don't think I want to reveal what my Solrock set is yet. If anything, I want to use it as a pivot throughout most of the match and use it to check Piloswine when the sun is not up. And Solrock can also set up its own sun if necessary. But if I have the opportunity to, I like to go into Volbeat and get 8 turns of sun, because those extra 3 turns do mean a lot. So I'm going to go right into Volbeat here, because if I go into anything else, I can't for sure stop him from Rapid Spinning. The only way I can do that 100% is by encoring him into Stealth Rock here. So he may predict that and switch, but I'm expecting him to try to stay in and go for the Rapid Spin here. So I'm going to encore him into that, and if, regardless of what he does here, whether he switches or stays in, I can most likely just go for Sunny Day the following turn. If he does stay in, I do have the option of T-Waving, predicting a switch the following turn, but we'll go into that in a second. So he does opt to stay in, which means we will encore him into the now useless Stealth Rock. The rocks do hurt my team, especially because Pineco is gone and can no longer Rapid Spin, but it's not the end of the world. Definitely not the end of the world. If anything, I guess it just hurts Rapidash, who already, takes a lot of damage from recoil. And it's not packing the Morning Sun because I have Quick Attack instead, because the priority is very, very useful. So, let's see. Do I want to predict him to want to switch out here? That is the question. And I do think he's going to switch, but I don't want to T-Wave here because I don't want to allow him to get a safe switch into Piloswine and have me just waste my turn. I don't know if he's going to go into Piloswine, but Volbeat usually carries T-Wave, and I don't want him to try to predict that and get a safe switch. So I feel like it's in my best interest to just set up Sun here, and pretty much regardless of what he goes into, I can just U-turn the next turn and hopefully get some momentum, especially because this is defensive Volbeat and should be outsped by almost everything, which means I get a safe switch. But actually the Roselia is going to come in, and I am going to get Sun Up on this. This is probably Natural Cure. I don't know if Roselia even gets Chlorophyll. I know Roserade doesn't, but I don't know if Roselia has a different extra ability. I know it gets Poison Point and Natural Cure. Roserade gets Technician. Maybe Roselia gets Chlorophyll, but he's not running that. He's got to be Natural Cure. The downside here is that Roselia is pretty slow. It's like base 60 or 65, which means if he is max HP, max special attack, or if he's specially defensive, or defensive in any way, Volbeat is going to outspeed him, which means I'm going to have to choose something to go into that could possibly take a hit, and that's not much on this team. This Roselia is actually a little bit of a problem switching into. Once I get like Rapidash in, I'll be in a great position. But it turns out he's not running any speed, or not enough speed to outspeed Volbeat. So now I have to choose something to switch into. I don't really want to switch in Rapidash on a potential Sludge Bomb, because that could be bad. I don't think he's going to go for Giga Drain here, because that does nothing to just about my entire team. The only thing that would really be useful for is Solrock. Everything else resists that. So I'm thinking that I could use Solrock as a pivot here and try to bait him to go for the Giga Drain and then switch into Rapidash the following turn. Now, he could have hazards. He could set up a layer of spikes, or I guess he could set up toxic spikes, but he probably won't do that because I have a Victreebel. So that really wouldn't make much sense. That would just be kind of a waste of a turn, most likely. I mean, unless he really is going to try to pressure me to not go into Victreebel. But I'm going to go into Solrock here, as he actually does go for the toxic spikes. That's a bit curious. I really thought he was going to go for Sludge Bomb here, because if I got a safe switch into Rapidash with the Sun Up, he has 0 switch-ins. Like, he would have to sack 1 or 2 Pokemon. At least one. At least one. And I'm just going to go into Rapidash now. He's either going to set up more hazards or go for Giga Drain. He's not going for Sludge Bomb with Solrock out in the field, and I don't think he's going to predict me to make this double here. So, I mean, I guess that's fine. It means I didn't take any damage on Solrock. It means that I did not get poisoned. So, unfortunately, Rapidash is going to get poisoned by the layer of Toxic Spikes that's up. But Rapidash already gets worn down very quickly anyway from all of the recoil that it takes. And there is Stealth Rock up on the field as well. So Rapidash isn't going to last too long, but I'm hoping to take 1 or 2 Pokemon down with me. So, and having this Roselia out of the way would be nice too. Although, I don't know if he's going to want to sacrifice this. Looking at his team, Roselia doesn't do a whole lot, especially with Sun Up. The only thing that it would be able to do a lot of damage to would be Sunflora, but I can just smack it with an HP Fire. So, in the Sun, that would probably kill it. So we'll see what he wants to do. He's taking some time to think about his move here. And I really don't want to show what this Solrock set is, because, like I said, I want to use it to check Piloswine. So I'm going to go right into Flare Blitzkit here. We're going to take the 25% due to rocks and get poison, which stinks. And he's going to go for his first layer of spikes. So I have all these hazards on my side with no way to get rid of them. But we should be able to play around that. We should be able to. So what I'm going to do here is just click Flare Blitz because something's going to die, and he opts to leave in his Roselia. No way that that's taking that in the sun. He really had no switch-ins. If he wanted to switch in Piloswine, that was most likely going to get OHKO'd. If he wanted to switch in the Swanna, that gets outsped by Rapidash, and I could kill him with a Wild Charge the following turn if he had like a lot of HP investment. If he didn't, then Flare Blitz was a 2-hit KO anyway. So I guess he wanted to sack off the Roselia just so that he could potentially live a drill run with Torkoal here and get off a Rapid Spin. To be fair, though, he didn't see the Life Orb recoil, so he probably thinks I'm Choice Banded, which means he probably thinks he can live a Flare Blitz here. But I am going to smack him with a Drill Run. He's most likely going to be able to live that with just a sliver of HP and get off a Rapid Spin. And unfortunately, there's not really too much I can do about that. But one of the main Pokemon I wanted to have weakened was the Torkoal. So I guess it kind of did its job. And of course, there's always the chance that we get like a crit or something here. But we're not going to get it, and Torkoal is going to survive, unfortunately, and we're going to get hurt by the Rocky Helmet. That's right, we did not see lefties earlier on. So he's going to Rapid Spin, get rid of those Stealth Rocks, and we're going to die to the poisoning. So we severely weakened the Torkoal and got rid of Roselia with Rapidash, so I guess that's something. I was kind of hoping for it to put in a bit more work, though, especially with the sun up. But him going for Toxic Spikes that first turn, I guess, was the difference maker there. Like I said, I really did not expect that when I have a Poison type that's grounded on my team. So, not really sure, but I guess it worked for him there. So, let's see, what do I want to do now? I can go into Solrock here and Rock Slide this, and what will that do for me? I don't know if that would do much. I could go into Sunflora here, because most of his team does not like Sunflora. Victreebel as well. And I still have quite a few turns of Sun left. So I went for Sunny Day, then U-turn out to Solrock. Then I switched to Rapidash, then I Flare Blitz, then I Drill Run. So I should have 2 turns remaining if I counted that correctly. So we'll have this turn coming up and then one more after that before we're out of Sun. And at that point, I can switch back into either Solrock or probably Solrock because it's defensive. But I can go for the Sludge Bomb here, and that will definitely take it out. I don't want to take damage from the Rocky Helmet, so I won't go for Knockoff, and I don't want to risk missing a Power Whip, because that would be completely unnecessary. And so yeah, that's really my only play here. So we're going to go for the Sludge Bomb. That's going to take out the Torkoal, and we will see what he wants to go out into next. I'm not sure what he's going to want to switch out, honestly. I really don't know, now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe Piloswine, but that might just get OHKO'd by a Power Whip. I'm not really sure. I guess it depends on what his spread is. Piloswine has a lot of different options. It could be specially defensive. It could be like mixed defensive. It could be completely physically defensive. Victreebel hits very, very hard, especially because I have a positive attack nature with Life Orb. Power Whip is a 120 base power move. It's going to hurt if it doesn't kill. I don't think that Ice Shard will kill me from there either. So he's actually going to go out into Beheeyem. And if I remember this correctly, because I actually did this calc before, Knockoff has a solid chance of OHKOing this. I don't remember what the exact percentage is, but I know it has a chance if he's like max HP. I mean, he's almost certainly max HP. There's very few Beheeyems that are like max speed because it's so slow. But let's see here. Let's see. Do I want to risk that? I mean, because this is an offensive team, I don't really have switch-ins. So I think I do need to have. I can't talk. I do have to risk the knockoff here. Risk the roll, basically. So we're going for it. And that is a solid OHKO. That HP bar dropped very, very quickly. So maybe he wasn't completely invested in his HP. I don't know. I feel like that just dropped way too fast, though. That wasn't even a critical hit. I don't know. I guess we'll find out when he comments what that set was. But we did see the Choice Specs being knocked off. So, yeah. Analytic Beheeyem with Choice Specs hits like a truck. If you can't kill it in one hit, something dies, usually. So he's going to go out into the Piloswine now. And this should be my last Sun turn. But I can either go for the knockoff or the Power Whip. I think Power Whip might OHKO this. And if I go for knockoff and get rid of its Eviolite, that will pave the way for other things. But, I mean, Power Whip, even if it doesn't kill it, it's going to weaken it. And I'm not sure that Ice Shard will be a KO from there, especially if he's defensive. So, I mean, regardless, if he does happen to kill me here, I can go into Solrock and burn this thing. But at the same time, that Swanna could be a problem, especially if it's a hydration set. I'm just going to go for Power Whip. I feel like that's my best play here. And, of course, we're going to miss the Power Whip. And he's going to hit his Icicle Crash, so we're definitely dead. Victreebel, there's no way that we're going to be able to take that. We did get rid of the Behemoth and absorb those Toxic Spikes, so that's something. But that's really going to matter, I think. I really hope that doesn't cost me the game, because that's really, really unfortunate. Let's see. I guess my only play here is to go out into Solrock. I can set up Sun and Willow this, and Piloswine has no way of beating me, basically. He has to be carrying, like, Toxic, and I very, very rarely see that. He could, like, roar me out or something, but once he's burned, I won't be very afraid of him. Yeah, I think I'm going to need the residual damage now, too, because he's at full health. So I don't know that a Solar Beam from a Sunflora will OHKO it. And even still, that Ice Shard, him still having Ice Shard around is what the problem is. So I definitely need to burn this, because Sunflora is very frail. So even though it might be able to take on his other Pokemon, I risk losing just because of the Ice Shard. So defensive Solrock's going to get some action right now. Definitely. So I don't know if he's going to want to switch or not. He might think that I am offensive. I don't know if he's seen the lefties yet. Don't remember. No, I switched in Solrock earlier on Roselia, so he saw the lefties because I took damage from Stealth Rock, if I'm remembering correctly. So I'm not sure what he's going to want to try to do here. I don't really know what this set is. I'm assuming he doesn't have Stealth Rock because Torkoal already had it, unless he's just packing 2 Pokemon with Stealth Rock on the team. So he's probably Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, Earthquake, and I don't know what that last move would be. Maybe Stone Edge for, like, I don't know. I don't know what that would be for. There are a lot of bug types in PU, so maybe that has something to do with it. But or Avalugg, at least so you can hit it super effectively. I mean, probably would still do nothing. But he actually goes for the EQ, predicting me to double switch, unless that was a misclick. But we get a free burn, so that kind of sort of makes up for the Power Whip miss. Like I said, it really depends on what the spread is. I don't know what that calc was going to look like. Piloswine is super bulky, though, so it may not have OHKO'd anyway. But now I can just go for Rock Slide. If he switches out, I'm going to get some solid damage off on something. Swanna? No, Sparks. Okay, it's the Luxray. That's fine by me. I was so tempted to click Will-O-Wisp again, predicting that switch, but I didn't do it. And Rock Slide does a lot of damage. That did way more damage than expected, actually, because I'm defensive Solrock. Jeez, I have, like, no investment in my attack. So this thing is Guts, but it doesn't have a Flame or Toxic Orb, so let's see. I'm guessing this thing is Choiced. The question is, do I want to stay in and take all that damage? Probably not. Probably not. Do I want to switch? I kind of want to just Rock Slide. I don't think he can OHKO me with anything, because Volt Switch is probably his only special move. So I'm just going to Rock Slide. We'll get to gauge the damage on this too. And wow, that does nothing! That does nothing. That has to be Choice Scarf Luxray with how much that did. Unless he is Assault Vest. But that did absolutely no damage. That's a stab wild charge from a Luxray. That's like base, what, 120, 125 attack? Something in that range? That is stupid. Oh my goodness. Solrock, you are a monster. Now, I can just very easily Morning Sun here if I wanted to. Or I could opt to set up the Sun and then Morning Sun the following turn, but I could potentially be messing around with a crit here. And I don't really like that. He might just kill himself due to recoil anyway, so we can heal off the damage. Yeah, that's looking like my best play. I'm going to just Morning Sun. And so this Luxray is neutered, basically. That did not become a problem at all. I really thought that Luxray might do a little bit more work in this. But to be fair, I do have a lot of grass types and things that Luxray doesn't really like. So, yeah, he does just go for the Wild Charge. And he's actually going to survive the recoil from that. And, I'm so tempted to predict him to want to switch here now. Because he has no hazards up on his side of the field. He can save this if he wants to, but what would he save it for? That's the thing. If he's Choice Scarf, he would outspeed my Sunflora in the sun, I believe. So he might save it for like a potential Scarf Ice Fang. Let's see, his most likely set here is Choice Scarf. I realize he could be something else, but it makes sense on his team for this thing to be choiced. So I kind of want to go into Volbeat here, because then we can get up Sun if he does switch. I mean, what are the chances he's just going to stay in a Wild Charge and kill himself again and allow me to Morning Sun? Because then I'll be back up at full. I feel like his best play is to try to switch here. So I'm going to make that play, and I'm going to go into Volbeat. I know it's a little bit risky, but Volbeat isn't really necessary anyway because it's a completely defensive Pokemon. It doesn't beat Piloswine, it doesn't beat Swanna. So, judging by the fact that I'm the only one switching, yeah, he left it in to just Wild Charge. And I am completely physically defensive, but with all those hazards, I don't think Buzzworth is going to be able to take that. He is going to go down. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that play, but I guess he just felt like he didn't need this at all. Maybe he didn't have Ice Fang. Maybe he didn't think that it was worth potentially taking extra damage on something. But he had to know that I was not going to go for Rock Slide. Like, that was the last thing I was going to do. That was the last play I was going to make. I would have Willowed before Rock Sliding there, most likely. But anyway, he's going to go into Grace the Swanna. And this gets OHKO'd by Solar Beam Sunflora if he's offensive. And he's actually Rain Dance. Okay, so it's a good thing I'm slower than him. So we're going to be able to change the weather. So he's Hydration. Which also, this is also good because this means that Scald is not going to be killing me in the rain. Or not in the rain, in the sun. And let's see, is he going to go for Rain Dance again? See, now the mind games begin. I really need to get these predictions correct, or he is going to finish me off with a combination of Swanna and Ice Shard from Piloswine, even though it is burned. So I need to be careful with that Sunflora because I don't have any recovery on it. It doesn't have Giga Drain. So, he knows that I have Sunny Day now, but the question is he going to go for Rain Dance one more time? Because I'm so tempted to just go right into Sunflora here, but if he goes for Rain Dance, then he's going to Hurricane me, and then I just lose. So yeah, if he gets the rain up, because he does outspeed both of my Pokemon while the rain is up, I just lose. That's what it comes down to. So I have to get every single one of these predictions right, otherwise Swanna is going to beat me. Oh, I wish it wasn't Hydration Rain Dance. Swanna is so good. It really, really is underrated. Let's see. This is tense. This is really tense for me right now. I'm getting a little bit nervous. I think he's going to go for Rain Dance again. I really, really do. I think he's going to try it at least one more time. Possibly a third time after that. He's got 8 of them. So, this is so difficult. I'm going to go for Sunny Day. I'm going for it. You can't kill me with Scald anyway. So he does go for the Rain Dance again, so the weather is just going to, change back and forth. The weather is, a little bipolar today. Mother Nature cannot make up her mind. And, yeah, I don't really blame her. It's that time of year. The weather just changes all the time anyway. But, so we're going to get the sun back up. We get free lefties, and that is nice. So, now we're in the same position again, though, unfortunately. Even though we do reset our sun, and we get 4 more turns, I still am in a position where I have to get this thing right. So if I go for Sunny Day again and he scalds and burns me, that could be it. Let's see. How do I want to play this? I Sunny Day twice. Will he go for it a third time? I don't think he will. I don't think he's going to make the same play 3 times in a row. I think he's going to go for Scald this time. So I'm going to make the play. I'm switching into Sunflora. If he goes for Rain Dance, that's game over. It all comes down to this right here, basically. Oh, come on. Show me that Scald. Show me that Scald. Let's see it, Swanna. Oh. Yes, yes, he goes for the Scald. Oh my goodness, my heart was beating about 150 times per second right there. Oh, okay, we're in business. We have the sun up, Sunflora is in, we outspeed this thing. If he's not Life Orb though, so this probably isn't going to kill. I really was hoping this was going to be offensive. But, I mean, he might still be offensive, but he has HP investment. As, yeah, he takes that relatively well, does about 75%. And now he's going to set up the Rain Dance. But I did get damage off on this, so he may try to go for Rest here. Which means I would have an opportunity to get up my Sunny Day again. And really, that's my only play at this point. I can't kill him with anything. Oh, he actually has Roost and not Rest. Okay, so is he not Hydration then? Not really. Oh, wait. Does Swanna get Swift Swim? Does he get Swift Swim? I'm going to go for Sunny Day again here. I'm going to check to see if Swanna gets Swift Swim because I'm curious. I know it gets Hydration. Doesn't it get, like, Big Pecs, too? Let me see here. No, it doesn't get Swift Swim. It gets Keen Eye. Okay. So he's not Swift Swim. I'm not sure why he has Roost over Rest then. But we're able to get our Sun back up, and we're kind of back in the same position that we were before. And so I don't really know what the spread of this is. He has the Scald. He has Lefties. Swanna does naturally outspeed Solrock, though, so he could be completely defensive, and Solrock would still get outsped. So that doesn't really help me. But all I know for sure is that he has HP investment because he took that Solar Beam. So I'm going to go for Solar Beam again. And we'll see what he wants to do. If he wants to try to risk Hurricane in the Sun, which only has 50% accuracy. But if he lets me get Solar Beam damage off on this, then I can go in with Solrock afterwards. And I should be able to Rock Slide him as long as he doesn't have the Rain up. If he does, then I'm in trouble. Because outside of the Rain, without Life Orb, I don't know if he's going to be able to Oko Solrock. This is still very much so up in the air. Very much so up in the air. Oh, okay, so we're going for the Solar Beam to get as much damage off as possible. There's no way he's going to want to switch in Piloswine, of course, because that would most likely just get destroyed. So we are taking Life Orb Recoil, which does stink. He actually goes for the Scald this time. I'm pretty sure that's going to seal the match for us, actually, as he does get the burn, but that's going to be irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. I guess he decided to not play the weather game anymore. But, I mean, to be fair, I guess he doesn't have Hurricane? What is his other move? He's got Rain Dance, Scald, Rest. The only reason he would go for Scald would be if he was predicting Solrock to want to come back in. But there's no reason for me to do that whatsoever. Unless that's just his only attacking move. But like I said, I don't know what his other move is at that point. He has to have no flying type stab then. I don't know, but we're going to Solar Beam, and Swanna's going to go down. So, yeah, crisis averted right there, as he's going to be able to go into Piloswine and finish me off with an Ice Shard if he is carrying it, and just about every single Piloswine carries the Ice Shard, because the priority is nice on a Pokemon that's that slow. Even with the burn, he should be able to take me out because I have 11 HP, and so, yeah, that's going to be it for Sunflora, unfortunately, but it put in some work. It definitely took down that Swanna, which was, you know, it turned out to be a huge threat. But because I do have Solrock remaining and I'm completely physically defensive and he is burned, this is going to be a slow, painful death, and there's really not much I can do about it. So I'm going to go right in and go for the Rock Slide. Of course, we do have the handy chance to flinch, but I don't think it's going to matter much here. He needs some critical hits and some definite hacks to be able to pull out of this one. So we'll see. We hit our first Rock Slide, which is nice. That's definitely nice. That does absolutely no damage, and he's going to smack us with an Icicle Crash here. Hopefully we do not get critted, as, yeah, that really does not do very much damage at all. Our Sunlight is going to fade. But now I think it might be in my best interest just to Morning Sun, just in case he gets critical hits, because I don't know if I really want to mess around with that. At this point, I want to be safe and ensure that I win the match. I'm not going to stall him out or anything by just continually clicking Morning Sun, but I will just click Rock Slide 2 more times after this. As he does go for the Stone Edge, now he's going for the crits, because it's not even stab. But yeah, Stone Edge does have a higher chance to get a crit, so it makes sense why he's going for that. That's his only chance at this point. So he's making the play that he needs to make. And now that we are at a reasonable amount of HP so that we will survive any potential critical hits, we can just fire off another Rock Slide. I don't know if that'll finish him after this turn, and it doesn't look like it will. We do get a lucky flinch here, and things will end the next turn, regardless of what happens, because I'm assuming he doesn't have any recovery if he has Stone Edge. We saw Icicle Crash, we saw Ice Shard, we saw Stone Edge. Actually, we saw Earthquake, too. He Earthquaked Solrock earlier on in the battle, predicting a switch or misclicking or whatever that was. That was the turn that I burned him. But we're going to Rock Slide him one more time, and finally Piloswine goes down after, like I said, that was a bit of a slow ending right there, agonizing. But it's going to end up being a 1-0 in our favor, so yeah, that worked out. That was actually a really good battle. It ended up being over a half an hour and everything. So thank you very much for the match, TJ, as always. It's always a pleasure. Hope you guys enjoyed this as well. If you did, please make sure you're leaving a like rating or a comment, or whatever you would like to do, of course, and I will see you all next time. But until then, game on.